Hey guys, it is Cthulthu here and it's time for another video. So, let's start with where I left off. I was doing Motherlode Mine, and the reason I was doing that was because I wanted to get the Falador Shield number 3 for the hard diary tasks, and now here you are seeing me actually do the Falador hard diary tasks, one of which was killing a blue dragon, which is a little bit weird, you know, how easy some of these hard tasks seem to be, especially when you consider that I spent hours upon hours upon hours not doing something that was difficult, but doing something that was so time consuming, and that was getting full prospector. Sometimes the tasks really are, well, they don't make sense. Some are incredibly annoying. For example, actually, can I even think of the example? No, I can't think of the example actually, but just basically there are some tasks that are way harder than others, and sometimes it just blows your mind that they're in the same category when one requires just so much more work. Also, here's a clip of me checking the age of my account. I said that I would do that at some point in a future video. 8,087 days. I believe the way it worked is that even though I know it's a 23-year-old account because it was created around the same time that actually the game came out, I know that they didn't start recording the age of accounts from day one, and it was probably about, I think, a couple of years before they started recording. I think, if memory serves me right, it was at the same time that they actually created membership. That was the point at which they started to record the age of account. So even on my other main account, Cthulthu, it will be the exact same number of days, and I'll get things like the 20-year cape, but it's not on my 20th year. It will be on my 21st, 22nd, whatever year. So it's a bit disappointing that they don't have that information. But then again, you know what? I probably wouldn't be playing this game at all had I not discovered it as a child, because you know, maybe it'd been a couple of years longer, then maybe I just never would have played RuneScape. Maybe I'd be into something else, God knows. But this game has certainly shaped my life, that's for certain. Part of also then doing the Falador Diaries, if you remember, the reason I did the Falador Diary in the first place was simply because I'd be able to track the giant mole around its cave, which is a benefit of having the Falador 3 diary. It also, I think it's at the Falador Hard Diary, but it also, I believe again, it notes mole skins and mole claws, I think they are. So that's also a useful bonus to have as a result of doing the achievement diaries before then actually going to kill the giant mole. I really enjoyed killing the giant mole, but before you see that, you'll see me killing whatever this thing is called. I've already forgotten. I didn't understand, and I didn't know before, but there's a few variations of this guy, and I think there's like the crazy archaeologist, the crazy magician, or something like that. The one that looks like it's based off Rick and Morty, and is in deep wilderness near the KBD lair. And then you got this guy, whatever his name is, Crazy Fanatic, I don't know what he's called, but whatever it is, nice easy boss. This is definitely what I recommend you do. The way that I've been doing it as well is I've been looking at the tasks that I have to do for easy, and then I've just gone and completed all the easy tasks. But when one of the easy tasks is, let's say, the giant mole, then what I've then gone on to do is just do all the giant mole tasks. So yeah, in doing the easy tasks, I've also done loads and loads of medium, hard, even some like of the harder ones. I don't know what they're called, expert, very hard, whatever it's called. But I've gone all the way to just complete the boss entirely, so I don't have to come back. However, giant mole will be an exception to that rule, because I used Durox, as you can now see, to kill the giant mole, and it was so much fun. In fact, I'm pretty sure one of these clips should be a 3-hit kill, and it is just exceptionally fast. It's not always fast. It depends on your aim. You are going to get unlucky at times, and then obviously the more unlucky you are, the more likely it is the giant mole will actually just disappear. My previous experience of killing the giant mole was from when it was literally released, and it was hugely annoying to do at that time, especially because well, I can't remember what we had access to, but I feel like we didn't have energy potions at that time. And if we did, it was probably a high level or very expensive item to have. So you never really had access to those kind of things, and so for me it was just walking around the tunnels, and obviously our gear was nowhere near as good as it is now. Durox was probably actually available to me, but I don't know how it would have worked back then when the giant mole was released. Regardless, it wasn't as efficient as it is now. It wasn't as easy as it is now. Just like all content, it gradually gets easier and easier. the better the equipment that's released, and the better the I don't know, the potions and just everything else that gets released. Sometimes it's just a fresh new skill that gets released that makes life a lot easier. But yeah, Giant Mole is not only very easy, it's also a lot of fun. You get to see those big hits, and so I will almost certainly be going back there to then hopefully get the pet. I believe the pet's the only thing worth getting here, and given that I want to try and complete as much of the collection log as possible, stands to reason that that I come back here and get the pet. Having said that, though, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but there is another boss that I've been trying to do. It was Desert Treasure 2 boss, and it's so difficult, and I don't get it. I'm just not getting it. So many things are happening on the screen at the same time, and it was kind of depressing to have to fight it, and eventually just give up on fighting it, because it made me realise that there is definitely going to be a cap on what I can actually achieve, because I just don't have the skill and what it takes to be able to kill some bosses in this game. You would have thought it would be really easy, given that it's OSRS and it's just nowhere near as complicated as RuneScape 3, and yet there it is. It's still very complicated, and there's like several things going on this specific boss, which I'll talk about in the next video, because that's when I will show you the clip. Other than that, I went back to Barrows. I told you in the last video, but I've been loving Barrows. I loved going back to Barrows. Hadn't been back there since that was also released back I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, however long it was now. And yeah, so continuing to do that, getting items here and there, not very often, unfortunately. I'm getting a lot of elite clues though, and certainly from my experience so far, this is definitely the best way to get elite clues. I thought it might have been doing some wilderness tasks, but apparently not. When I was killing lava dragons, they seem to drop them fairly often, but yeah, nothing competes with Barrows when it comes to just how often you get elite clues. So highly recommend doing that if you like to do elite clues and master clues, I guess, because obviously then eventually you'll start getting master clues from doing the elite clues. But yeah, so just basically lots and lots of bossing and lots of collection logs and lots of combat achievements have been attained in the last couple of weeks or so. And that's pretty much it. There's not much else to update you on. I mean, there are lots of things that I got up to. I just didn't take clips of everything, and to be honest with you, I can't actually name everything. I've actually gone to multiple bosses. One that I don't think I have any clips for was the Raticate boss. I'm going to call it the Raticate boss. I have no idea what it's called, but it's the rat boss in the Varrock sewers. Completed all the tasks there, all the combat achievements there. That was a lot of fun. Got the weapon, I think, whatever the weapon is, or I think it's the add-on for making a weapon. I ended up making the rat mace, I think it's called. And then yeah, I'll probably go back there for a little while. I've now got a scythe as well, so I'll probably go back there and continue to kill the rat until maybe a pet appears. So yeah, a couple of pets where they're fairly easy to kill the bosses, so might just go back there and try and get that out of the way. And then what else is there? There's also, oh yeah, I never took any clips of this. I will take clips because I will definitely be going back there. But I was also doing Moons of Peril. So literally the first thing I did when I came back to this game was I got all the quests done, and some of the quests that I needed to get. In fact, oh wow, I just got a drop and I don't have it on video. That's really annoying. So I'm playing RuneScape at the same time as I'm actually recording the audio, and I just got an enhanced crystal teleport seed from an elven warrior. So fantastic. It's the only reason I'm doing the elven tasks. It's to get that teleport. It will save me lots of bank space as well, because I can get rid of all the crystal teleports now that I have, crystal teleport seeds that I have in my bank. So that's brilliant. How much is that worth, I wonder? It came up as orange, so it must be a decent drop. It's 1.7. Not that I would sell it, but it's still nice to know that it's worth 1.7 million. Anyway, that's not what you're seeing right now. But yeah, Moons of Peril is something that I've been doing. I've had like 4 or 5 drops there. I think there's like a 1 in 17 chance of getting a drop if you kill all 3 bosses, and it's a very, very easy boss to kill, or they're very easy bosses to kill. I'm doing all the achievement tasks again as well. There's a couple that I still need to do. One is where you wear a full set of the gear, the boss that you're killing. So that's just about me actually buying the gear before I then kill the boss. And then the other one is a little bit harder. It's well, no, I say it's a little bit harder. I feel like I've achieved it like a few times now, and it's just not giving me the achievement. So I'm not sure what I'm getting wrong, but it's the one where you have to only take damage from standard attacks. And I'm so confident that I've only taken damage from standard attacks multiple times, but apparently not. I feel like if I am getting it wrong, it's probably on the blood phase or the blood moon boss, but I feel like I've done it several times over now because it's really quite an easy boss. So that's something that I'll continue to do, but for me that's very much like Barrows, in that there are so many drops to attain, and you get them at a fairly regular rate because there are just so many of them, and the odds are therefore really good because you've got to kill all these bosses before you get to open the chest. So it's very rewarding. It's not, the best money, but it still feels really rewarding if you want that dopamine hit. And then this is one last thing that I've got to show you, which is me doing Temperos, that's it. Used to call it Tempercross because I had no idea. I was not really looking at the name of the mini game, but Temperos, and yeah, got all the achievements here. There's a couple of solo achievements that are very time consuming. You have to get it right pretty much every action on the dot, which is kind of lame. I was hoping that this would be one of those games where you could just go on to a server on your own, play it on your own, unlimited time to get the points you want, and then just finish it eventually. But no, it's time gated, so you've actually got to do specific things. So yeah, one of the more annoying things I had to do, but all the tasks for this are now done. Also got a couple of uniques, nothing special, just all the stuff that you normally get, like the flakes, I think they're called. Don't know what it's actually called, but those things I just got on the video, 50 flakes. And yeah, again, Temperos is something else that I'll also go back and do. Also kill the Winter Todd boss. No, obviously I killed the Winter Todd boss, but what I meant to say is I've now completed all the achievements on Winter Todd. The hardest one being you had to achieve a certain level of points. So again, it was one of those things where you had to go on to a world, do it privately, do it solo. Fortunately, I found a world with a couple of other people, so it was completed relatively quickly. But yeah, that's all done. I still need to go back to Winter Todd to get one more drop. I can't believe of all the drops, what I actually need is the Inferno. I think it's called Inferno boots or Pyromancer boots. It's probably Pyromancer boots. It's the only thing I need. Anyway, that's all the clips for today. So until next time, guys, see you around.